Hello, friend. You're welcome to our discussion on principles of economics. Our lecture 5, we focus on the production possibility curve. Production possibility curve. Production possibility curve can actually be used to understand certain things around production in terms of microeconomics and also macroeconomics. Now, this is a model that is used to show the trade-off associated with allocating resources between two goods. If, for instance, you want to produce a table and a chair, so these are two different goods. How you allocate resources to the production of these two goods is what production possibility curve actually captures. It can be used to explain the concept of efficiency in terms of utilization of resources. It can be used to explain the concept of economic contraction. It can be used to explain the concept of opportunity costs and constant opportunity costs and increasing opportunity costs. And that's basically what we're going to look at in the next few minutes. All right, so let's look at this first one. Production possibility curve in terms of efficiency. Now, if you remember what we said earlier, this is good one, call it cassava, and the next one is yam. And this is the resources. If you are producing with all the available resources, your production will be along this curve, which is actually our production possibility. All the things that can be possible produced with your resources will be revolving on this curve. So once you are producing there, you are at efficient level of production. If for any reason you are producing somewhere inside this graph, like somewhere here, okay, you see you are producing 6 here, 6 yam, and then 1 cassava. This is inefficient because ordinarily you have enough resources to produce 6 yam and 6 cassava. That would have been an efficient point. Okay, so anywhere inside the graph here is inefficiency. And somewhere outside the graph is not possible because your resources will not support your production somewhere outside this particular curve. So efficiency is the full employment of the resources in production. That is efficient combination of outputs that are possible, which will be on your production possibility curve. So that is the point of efficiency. Let me show you an example using table. Don't be afraid, those of you who don't like mathematics, this is very simple. Let's assume that our total resources here, two assumptions I want to make in discussing this. Our total resources here is 350. Whichever currency is 350. And let's also assume that it takes the same cost to produce good quantity X and quantity Y. It takes the same cost. All right, so at this point you are producing 0 of quantity X. You are producing 350 of quantity Y. So if you step quantity Y down to 250, you will have 100 here. So that is still operating on production possibility curve, all that are possible to be produced, okay, within your resources. And then assuming you are producing 200 at this point, you'll be producing 150 here. Okay, the same thing that goes until you are producing 0 of Y and 350 of X. Now, let's maintain the same assumption, and we are running here. If you see it goes all the way to somewhere here. Here is 200, and this other side is 130 as against 350. So this is point of inefficiency. Okay, and then somewhere here is 250, and here is 200. So which is beyond the resources available. So this is a point of impossibility. Okay, so if you get it this point, then you are almost good in understanding the concept of production possibility curve. Now there is something we call contraction of production possibility curve. It is basically a decrease in the output that occurs due to underutilization of your resources. You have enough resources to produce good 1 and good 2. And for one reason or the other, you are producing far below a combination of two of them. So that is the point of contraction. You have moved inward. So in a graphic model of production possibility curve, a contraction is represented by moving to a point that is farther away from the original. This is the original. So a point that is farther away from the original interior of the production possibility curve. So inside here, so this is contraction. Okay, and trying to use it to explain economic growth concept. That contraction from, assuming this is the original, if you move from this original to point A here, that is contraction. That is actually economic decline. And if you move outside, for one reason or the other, it becomes possible for you to produce far above your production possibility curve. That is economic growth. Okay, so growth happens when there is a shift of PPC away and it becomes possible to shift. But when it is a shift inward, it becomes contraction, and that is economic decline. All right? The other concept I need to explain to you is the concept of constant opportunity cost. Don't worry, it's not a very difficult issue. When constant opportunity cost happens, when the opportunity cost of a good remain constant, opportunity cost, remember what opportunity cost means? Something you forfeit for doing something. Okay, so when the opportunity cost of a good remain constant as the output of that good increases, which is actually represented by a straight line here. Okay, now each time you produce, okay, for instance, each time Chukwuemeka produces 2 kilograms of cookies, every time he produces 2 kilograms, he gives up 2 kilograms of cookies, he produces a cake. For instance, each time he gives up 2 kilograms of cookies, he produces a cake. Each time he does that, he produces another cake. In that case, he has constant opportunity costs. The cost is constant for each increase you are making in the production of the other good. And the second concept, which is the last concept I want to share with you here, is the concept of increasing opportunity costs. It happens when the opportunity cost of a good increases, opportunity cost increases as the output of the good increases. Opportunity cost is increasing, the opportunity cost increases. What you forfeit increases when you are increasing the other one. Okay, which is represented by a graph on the PPC that is below the original. Okay, now for instance, assuming government gives up 5 consumer goods when it produces the first capital good. Remember capital good? Yeah, and then this other one is consumer good. So each time government gives up 5 consumer goods when it produces the first capital goods, and then gives up 10 consumer goods when it produces second capital goods. In that way, there is an increase of opportunity costs. As is increasing the production of capital goods, the opportunity cost is also increasing. And that is basically what we refer to as increasing opportunity cost in your PPC. Okay, it may interest you that when we discuss economic growth, we may come back to this to understand what could cause the contraction or expansion of PPC. All right. On that note, I want to say a very big thank you for joining in this class, and I wish you the very, very best. Cheers.